Hey guys, so this will be a video talking about my time in the military, and if you'd like to hear more, please keep watching. Hey guys, yes, I am Naturally Nappy. If you're old here, what's up? Welcome back. Thank you guys for tuning in. And if you're new here, hey, welcome. Nice little channel over here. Hope that you like it. And if you do, please make sure that you like, you hit the bell, and you subscribe if you can so that you can be here for my next upload. So yes, we will be talking about my time in the military. Yes, I was in the U.S. Army. And I have a few questions here on my phone so that I will be referring to those when answering these questions. So to start off, the question that I was asked was, why did you join? So I ran into some financial hardships. I went straight from high school, I joined, and I went to college. My freshman year there, I got swept away from all the fun and excitement of being in college, you know, the parties, meeting new people, shopping, eating, all that. And that started to have an effect on my grades. So my grades were dropping. But I was like, okay, let me try one more semester, because that was 2 semesters, of course. For my freshman year, it was 2 semesters. So I told myself, if I didn't get it right my 3rd semester, that I would, try to find another avenue to help, get me right. So by the time I got to my 3rd semester, money was tight. I had a car I couldn't pay for. I was using Tupperware to get food to bring back to my dorm so that I could eat every day. I was borrowing money to pay for this, couldn't pay for that back. I was working 2 jobs and going to class. All my money that I was working was going to my bills. I had no money. I'm like, okay. So a friend of mine told me about joining the military, and I was like, okay. Didn't know anything about the military. I basically went in blindly, not knowing what I was going to get myself into. But throughout the time, of course, I was still trying to be smart about my decisions. So when joining the military, I found a job that I liked. I originally wanted to go to be a nurse's assistant, but I'm not really good with blood. So I came across a human resource position, which is called human resource specialist. It's called 42 Alpha in the Army. And I was like, okay, well, I went in for that. And yeah. So it says, what was your job? So my job was human resource, where I handle pay, which was promotions, demotions, advancements, and stuff like that. So if someone joined the military and they offered them a bonus, we would make sure that the paperwork was filed properly through the finance department. And if they had any problems with reoccurring payments, going to certain bank accounts, not getting into the bank account, changing banks, anything in regards to, receiving their money to their bank account, we make sure that we have the right paperwork for that so that they can get those taken care of. We handle awards. So if someone was getting promoted, if they were being recognized for something that they've done, we make sure we handle those certificates. Also updating their records. So in the military, it was called, for enlisted soldiers, it was considered enlisted records brief, and if it was for an officer, it was officer's records briefing. I think that's what the B stood for. But it basically was their portfolio. It was just like a resume that showed when they came in, where they've gone, their awards, their certifications, their promotions, all that good stuff. It was filed into one sheet of paper. And we make sure that we updated those records, as well as submitting supporting documentation to the higher ups of the Army. It was Army, yeah. We did that. What else did we do? We did transitioning throughout the military. So if someone was moving from wherever, if they were moving from Kansas to moving to Georgia, we made sure that we handled the paperwork that would make sure that that gaining unit knew that they were coming, as well as them leaving, until we had proper documentation stating that they did leave and go to this new unit. We handled updating records for deaths. So if someone was to pass away while in the military, we made sure that we updated their records and make sure they even ensure that we informed their families, as well as checking their records to make sure that family was on it so that they can pay for their children, for funerals, health insurance, all that other good stuff. I think that sums up everything. I think so. What did your day-to-day activities look like? So we woke up, me, because I can sleep. And then when I get up, I like to lollygag. So my day started at maybe like 5 in the morning, where I woke up, had to get dressed, brush my teeth, wash my face, you know, excuse me. And then we went to work out, which was considered physical training. And that lasted for about an hour and a half. We did that in the mornings from like 6 to sometimes 7, sometimes 8. We were released from that to go shower and go eat and get ready for the work that started at 9:30. Never on time for that, but I try my best as often as possible to be on time. Sometimes I would bring my things to work with me so that I could shower, change, and go eat at the same place and be back at work in a reasonable amount of time. And then we would go into work, where my first thing of the day was to do what was considered a PERSTAT, which was a personnel, what does that stand for? Personnel status, I want to say. Basically their location. So it would list their name, who they were with in the organization, and where they were for the day. If they were present for the day, accounted for by that location, we would annotate present for duty. If they were traveling temporarily to a different location, we would name it temporary change of duty. And if they were PCSing, which was mean they was permanent change of station, they were going to a different location. So we made sure we annotated that to basically have accountability for the people that we were supposed to be accounted for, which was roughly about 4,000 people, depending on what level I was at. And sometimes I was at a higher level, sometimes I was at a different level. So it ranged from about like, I want to say about like 600 people to 4,000, I think. I think brigade level was about 4,000. So yeah, we did that. That was the first thing we done in the morning. And then after that, it was just handling personnel actions all day, where we updated ERBs, we submitted documentations to higher up, we got documents signed, sent back and forth. So we were basically like that avenue where documents were signed by higher up, returned back to lower levels, and vice versa. And then by the end of the day, that's what we did all day. That is exactly what we did all day. Handling paperwork, handling paperwork, handling paperwork. By the end of the day, we were exhausted and ready to go home and let go. Some of the pros, I would say that it set me up mentally and emotionally for being a civilian, because that was considered like the government side of life. And then being here where I'm able to, you know, find regular jobs, go to school, and live outside of the military base, we consider this a civilian life. So I want to say that set me up to have thicker skin, to be well-rounded, and to be on top of things. Because in the military, it wasn't more or less where we were given those well, we were receiving multiple opportunities, but if you wanted to get ahead, you had to be sharp. You had to be on yourself. If somebody taught you something, you had to learn it, keep going, and able to teach someone else around you. So that was able to keep me sharp on my toes, to learn stuff, grasp it quickly, understand it, and if I didn't learn it, try to learn it on my own, to find out more information about why I'm doing such and such, and, you know, being able to learn the job better. So I want to say that heightened my personal skills to allow me to grow into the woman that I am today. Physical fitness was another thing, because before the military, although I was about this big, that big, I did not work out. I did no type of physical activity. My biggest physical activity was walking from my car to my dorm and back, going to work, coming back. I did nothing. I ate more than anything. So, you know, being in the military allowed me to, you know, look into my physical fitness. What do I need to do to stay healthy? And then plus I gained weight since being in the military. Not much. Now I'm just fine. Before I was like a child, looking like a kid, but now, you know, I look more like an adult. So, you know, you have to make sure that you maintain a physique. So that was another thing that I picked up. And I guess being more professional as well, because we had to be held to a certain standard in the military and act in a certain way. So, you know, we basically learned to be a certain way around the people in our organization, which can sometimes be bad, sometimes be good, because some people turned it off instantly when they got off work, and it was like a completely different person. Some of the cons was for me personally, just the people. I could have stayed in the military my entire life if it wasn't for the people. And I know that is bad to say. Some people say that you shouldn't allow the people around you to dictate your future, but it wasn't so much as one person here, one person there. It began to be everyone around me that made me feel like this wasn't where I belonged, which was okay because I've had experience outside of living with my parents. A lot of people join the military straight out of high school and don't know anything in between, but I've worked jobs, I've been on my own, and I've been in college, so I know what it was like to be on my own in a different environment. So the people did take a toll on me. I went through 3 to 4 different leaderships, and I've had toxic, I've also had influential leadership in my life where they've played a part in who I've become today, good or bad. So at the end of the day, when I finally decided I wanted to exit the military, I knew it was best for me because I knew the skills that I needed to progress in life, I've already obtained those. So yeah. Why did I get out? I got out because of the people. At the end, I decided that I didn't have to deal with the attitude that I was receiving or the treatment that I was receiving. And then once, so I joined the military. Another reason why I joined the military is because I wanted to travel. And once I got down to my last contract of the military, they told me the place that I wanted to go, they couldn't get me there. So it was either get me where I wanted to go or let me go because I was an asset to the organization. So I felt like if I was that big of an asset that you would get me to where I wanted to go. They couldn't get me there, so home I went. Which was it was a good move for me because I was able to, you know, get back into college, finally get my degree and get focused on my life. I was no longer working for someone else. I'd be able to start working for myself and working towards the goals that I have set for myself. Would I go back in? Now that I know what I know how to navigate in the military because all of it was a learning experience. It was my first time, me and out of my entire family, I was the first to go to the military. So I learned a lot. I've learned things to do and to not do in the military. So I would go back in if needed. But if it's not needed, I'm not going because I'm enjoying the life that I have now. I'm enjoying the freedom and I'm enjoying not living inside of a box where I have to look a certain way, be a certain way, talk a certain way, etc., etc. What would you tell someone interested in joining? I would tell them also to find their passion because you don't want to get into a job where, so my contract off the rip was 4 years and 21 weeks. I had to do that amount of time in the military. You don't want to get into a job that you don't like. Fortunately, I was able to find a job that I enjoyed and I liked, but there are people who got into their jobs and they're there and they're like, I don't want to do this anymore, this is boring, or this is too hard, or this is not what I expected. So I would tell them to first find the job that they really have a passion for that can be done in and outside of the military. And also, if I had a hand in it, I would say that you need to grow up a little bit because there's a lot of people who get into the military and end up getting put out because of simple stuff. They wanted to drink and drive. Like, that's something that you should know before getting behind the wheel. Like, the military shouldn't have to be the one to hold your hand and tell you to not drink and drive. You should know that as an adult to not drink and drive. So growing, you need to be able to take criticism. Definitely. If you can't take it, that is not the world for you because they are not nice. They are not nice at all. They are not going to tell you maybe you should fix your hair a little bit. They're going to tell you what the F, fix your hair, come back, you got 30 minutes and that's it. That's it. You have no say so in how you look every day. It's just you have little to no say in how you look on a daily basis. So if that's the type of life that you enjoy, being it works for some people. Some people make the best out of it. Some people get a lot of savings out of it. They get their home because even leaving the military, there's a lot of opportunities for you. You're able to get a VA loan to get a home. You're able to get health insurance. You're able to go to school for free. You're able to get childcare. There's so much in the military that they offer you once you leave out. You should know. You just need to know what you want from it and what you can build up getting. Because, you know, over a certain amount of time, like if you just do one standard contract, you won't get what someone gets as they retire. Or if, you know, another thing is to make sure that you keep your health records updated. Because if something genuinely happens to you and you do not go to the doctor for it, you will struggle at the end when they decide that you're no longer fit for duty and they have to put you out, but your records don't show that you've had a hip fracture or, you know, you've had a concussion more than once. You want to be able to get treated for that outside of the military. So yeah, just, you know, be prepared for a life that's fast paced sometimes, and some days it's just you're sitting around. Be prepared to be on top of yourself, because no one's taking care of you. You're taking care of yourself. But in the same token, there are people babysitting you, but at the same time, you're forced to take care of yourself. There are people babysitting to do what they ask you to do, but taking care of yourself is all on you. They are not going to ensure that you go to the doctor. They're not going to ensure that you got new uniforms and stuff like that. That's all on you to be an adult and take care of yourself. So yeah, it's some pros and cons to the military, but if you're focused, you go in with a purpose, you come out with a purpose, you'll be awesome. You'll be awesome. So I didn't want to rant too much. That was a lot. I know it was. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.